Welcome, everybody, back to another great installment of the AP Podcast here on Advice with Andrew. Today we are continuing our Growing Up series, and this specific episode is all about children. We've all been children, we've all seen children, whether you like them, whether you hate them, whether you love them, whether they're the bane of your existence or the light between your toenails. We all know about children, and today we're going to be talking with a few people that have quite a unique take on children. So let's get it started here with Susan, and she is on, well, as you probably know Susan, she's from Scottsdale, Arizona, but Susan is going to be giving us her take on a new program that she's been enlisted in, if you will. So Susan, how are you doing today?
Great, Andrew. Thanks for having me on.
Wonderful. Now Susan, tell me about this sponsorship program.
It's simply entitled Sponsored Child, and it's based out of Scottsdale, where I grew up and where we're currently living. And it more or less is a great opportunity for adults and people within the community to help out children who aren't so fortunate, who don't have a parent or they don't have a guardian. And it's a great way to give back to the community, giving back to them. And it's a great time. It's really, Andrew, it's the kid. Sometimes I think of this. The kid is really sponsoring us sometimes. It's just such a great experience altogether. I'm getting as much as I'm giving.
Well, that's wonderful, Susan. And, children can be a great part of anyone's life. And tell us about some of the activities you've recently done with...
Randy hates it.
Randy hates it, though, huh?
He hates it.
And so you found Randy?
We've been on and off. Yes,
yeah.
We are still under one roof, God willing. But he absolutely hates when I go out and try to sponsor a child.
Okay, so what do you do when you sponsor the child that he doesn't like?
What he doesn't like is he doesn't like me. Sometimes I like bringing the kids out, maybe going out to eat, maybe going to a movie, catching a baseball game. And he doesn't think that that's prudent for our finances.
Oh, okay.
We'll go out and we'll have a great time for $25. But
sure.
Randy's, and I'm not going to say this too loud. Andrew, I found a microphone while I was washing the dishes. It was he just hit and there was like a micro camera. So I'm going to say this next part very quietly because I don't know if I'm being bugged. He is back on the bottle. He's off the wagon, and he's been drinking.
Randy's off the wagon again, huh?
Just straight up and down the street vodka, up and down the street Johnny Walker, up and down the street Jack Daniels.
I see. Well, hopefully that's not interfering with your sponsoring.
And it's not, and so it's a great way in sponsoring. This is the great part. Sponsoring children gives me this release that I don't get anywhere else. Sexually, with my own family, it's just a great release. Andrew, excuse me. I would love.
I know it's emotional for you, Susan.
It is. Thank you. I want to just talk about a couple of the kids. There's this one kid that I've been sponsoring for the last couple of weeks. His name is Jamarcus. And I legally I can't give out any last names. He's under the age of 18. Jamarcus and I have a great time. And
what do you do with Jamarcus?
What I like to do is I like to get dressed up for Jamarcus. I usually put on a tube top, and what I'm trying to do is I'm relating with his culture. I put on a tube top. I get a pick and I put that in my hair. And last week, Jamarcus and I went down to the tracks and we watched a domino game with some of his kind. It was a great opportunity. It was cheap. It was fun.
Wait a minute, Susan. You went down to the tracks with his kind? What does that mean?
Well, we went down to his people, and we watched I've never seen a domino game, Andrew. It's a great.
When you say his people, what do you? We're all people together.
His kind of people is what I'm trying to get at.
Other sponsored children?
More his people, Andrew. It would be the type of people that you see playing a domino game. Or maybe shooting dice.
Other than seeing it on like TV shows or in stereotypical movie clips, I don't really know.
So you tell me now, what do you see on a television show where two elderly gray-haired people. What do they look like that are playing dominoes?
They
We'll just go with the
they're usually
stereotype.
sitting at a
We'll go with the
table or hunched
stereotype.
over on
But
the
what do they
street,
look
and
like? I'll try to push you. I'm pushing you. What do they
uh-huh.
look like? What's the color of their skin? It's the
I
color of the domino,
I'm
Andrew.
I'm not familiar.
It's the color of the domino. And these domino people, I had a great time with Jamarcus, and I put on, um, uh, what do you call it? It's apple bottoms.
You had apple bottom jeans
Yes, and a tube top, and I had a pick in my hair.
and a pick in your hair.
Jamarcus and he told me, he said, Suey, let's go down, and I want to hit up this, and then I want to hit up that. And it was very cute. It was very fun. The next person, Andrew, Kevin, and Kevin is a struggling young man.
How old are these children, by the way?
Jamarcus was about 15. Kevin
Was?
about 13, 14 years old. And so they're kids, Andrew. They're just kids.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Okay.
Yep. Are you getting a call from Jamarcus?
No, hold on. Okay. What there was on the ground. I saw a little. It wound up just being a button. I thought it was another.
Oh, another bug.
Microphone.
Okay.
Kevin is struggling, and I don't know what to do with him. I've never been put into a situation where my faith has come into conflict with my surroundings.
Really?
I've been brought up with a very fundamental Catholic background, and my family is practicing Catholic. And
so this is, except for the time you were watching cream cheese pornography.
And I confessed to that. I confessed.
Yep. Oh, okay.
So I didn't do that. Technically, I didn't do that.
Well, so tell us about Kevin. What's going on in his life?
And the whole point behind the motto of the Sponsored Child program is to put yourself in their shoes. And that's their little catchphrase, and I wasn't quite sure about what that fully meant until I met Kevin.
And did you put on his shoes?
Well, I tried the first time, and you may think this is a joke, but the first time I was sponsoring a child named Bart, and I tried putting his shoes on the first thing, and obviously that wasn't... the whole point of what I'm trying to say is putting yourself in their situation. So what I really like to try to do, Andrew, is I like to do what they do, their typical thing, what they love to do.
Okay.
And Kevin brought me to a certain... Apparently he was brought up in a very non-traditional religious family.
Mm-hmm.
And
by non-traditional, I mean that can mean many things.
Right, and this is very... I'll just come out and say it. It was very sacrilege to what I am accustomed to.
Okay.
But I put on my, I put on this, my happy face. I put on this exterior, and I went along with him to a certain occult setting.
Okay, so you went to, was this like in a desert? I mean, you're out there in Scottsdale.
Yes, we went out to, just right outside of Scottsdale. And Andrew, if you've never been to the area, it's a very beautiful spot. But if you get off onto the wrong side of the road, you wind up into sticky situations sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what an amulet is? Do you know what an amulet is?
If you spell it for me.
I don't have the... This is tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I looked it up. An amulet is something that is given to a person as like a good luck totem, we'll call it.
Sure. Okay. Like a good luck charm or a...
Exactly. Well, my good luck, and Kevin had 2 of these. He gave one to me. It was a pentagram amulet, and we went out into the desert to a sort of devil worship. And what Kevin had done was he told me to kind of stand the outside of this fire ring, and I saw him take a sickle to the throat of a small squirrel.
Yeah.
And Andrew, if you've never tasted the blood of another animal, it's very invigorating. It's very intense.
Okay, like a minerally irony taste.
Very sharp tasting, we'll call it. Very salty almost. And what he was doing was he was painting my forehead with traditional satanic symbols with the blood of this squirrel. I have the
Oh my
amulet.
word!
I have the amulet. Well, Andrew, I'm putting myself in his shoes right now.
But he does this to himself, you're saying?
Well, he cuts himself, and then he drinks his own blood. This was my first time, so I was, um, it's
You
tradition
were you
for
were
me.
being initiated?
Yes, the initiation is to drink the blood of this lesser formed animal, which is the squirrel,
Squirrel. Huh.
which in his terms was hokum.
Hokum? So
H
he has his own language?
yes, Hokuaom.
Oh, interesting. You remembered how to spell that. So, Susan, what became of this then? I mean, you're at this fire circle.
I'm still very much Catholic, but after the drinking of blood and the sacrificial giving of this animal, we put ourselves into a trance, and they did their ritualistic chantings, basically yelling out, "Hi, hey, hi, hey, ha,
Hi,
hey,
hi,
ha, hey,
yeah,
ha, hey." It's actually a very beautiful little song.
and
Uh,
that puts you in a trance.
it put me into a trance and it put the others in a trance. I later found out that that meant Satan, Satan, Satan. Sorry?
I sneezed. Sorry. So,
Satan.
are you still in a trance right now?
No, but I'm giving to you what Kevin and I did.
So they were just saying Satan, Satan,
In
while
different
he
pitches, right.
spilt the blood down your
The,
throat.
well, he didn't put he put the blood of the squirrel down my throat. He was drinking
Yeah.
his own blood, and it
That's
yes,
fun.
it was interesting. It took me out of my quote unquote, and right now I'm doing those little finger quotes, my comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
and but I thought it was a good way to give back, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my
And
sponsored child program.
so, Susan, do you feel that you're a better person for going through this process?
I feel that I'm better, and I feel that those kids, they kind of see me as a one of their own now, and that's they don't have anyone else, Andrew. All right, they don't go back to a home where someone's waiting for them with a cheese log and Triscuit crackers, like I am with my children.
Hmm.
They don't have that. Their cheese log is whatever they can find out of the garbage can. Their Triscuit crackers are hopefully maybe a clean syringe every once in a while.
Hopefully.
That's what they
Well,
are.
so Susan, is there any chance that you would maybe unite Jamarcus's dominoes with Kevin's fire circle?
Are you asking if I'll ever have those two meet?
Sure.
Perhaps. I haven't thought of that, but
Maybe
perhaps.
do a dual ceremony and see what happens.
I don't know what to say. Perhaps. I don't know the legality of bringing one child in contact with another, but I'll bring it up with my next evaluation.
Well, sure. Well, we'll be looking forward to hear about that encounter if it does take place next time on Advice with Andrew here. Susan, it's been great as
Sure,
always.
thank you.
Thanks for your input and
Thanks,
thanks for
Andrew.
telling us about what is it called again?
Sponsor child.
Sponsor Child. Susan, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was Susan. Very unique type of sponsoring program slash immersion into other cultures. We'll have to see. We'll have to hear from Susan next time if she's still going through with that, and maybe if Randy has come around by then. Next up on the show tonight is Dr. Neil Schroeberger. Dr. Schroeberger is a child psychologist, and he also specializes in psychiatric care for disturbed children. I know the theme of this is tonight growing up and children, but I thought we'd get sort of a different perspective from a psychologist or psychiatrist. I'm not really sure which one it is. Dr. Schroeberger, how are you?
Great, Andrew, and just listening in, I am a child psychologist.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that, so I wanted to get that cleared up with you.
That's right.
Okay, so Dr. Schroeberger, you have been practicing your medicine for over 15 years now, and you're actually one of the most renowned in North America. Tell us a little bit about your practice.
Well, we started up my practice. I've been, like as you just got done saying, just coming up on 16 years this November. We started our practice, my family and I, my son is following in my footsteps, as it were. We just started our own family practice about 5 years ago. And Andrew, I'd like to, I know that we're talking kind of about child and
Yes, that's correct.
growing up and things like that, I'd like to give you one of the tests that I give the children.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that would be a good little practice for us.
Yeah, let's try that.
All right, so I usually start off and just by asking basic questions, getting the child familiar with the setting. Sometimes it's very scary going into a new room without your parents, and
So, doctor, should I pretend that I'm myself maybe 15 years ago?
you do whatever you feel is comfortable.
Okay.
So we start off, and I just kind of ask a basic question like, okay, so, you know, what is your name and how old are you? That is a very typical question that gets the ball rolling.
Okay. My name is Timmy Smith, and I'm 6.
Okay,
Am I
so
supposed to be me or my
well,
character?
okay, you can be yourself. Well, how about we just do that? You be yourself,
Okay.
and that way maybe you can analyze my
I,
questions as we're going.
okay. Yeah. So I'm Andrew, and I'm 6.
Okay, okay. So Andrew, what do you like doing? What do you like doing in your spare time?
I like going. Well, sick. What was I like playing with dinosaurs,
Okay,
and I like.
dinosaurs. You like the Stegosaurus, Andrew?
No, that one blows. T-Rex is
Oh,
cool.
the
Velociraptor is awesome.
Veloso. Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, you must have seen. Do you like the dinosaur movies, Andrew?
Like what?
Well, you like Jurassic Park and maybe Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah, they're okay.
You like some of those?
A little bit.
What's your favorite thing to eat, Andrew?
I like mac and cheese and chicken nuggets.
Velvet, what's it called? The
No,
Velveeta?
not Velveeta. Anything but Velveeta. Don't put that near my mouth. I wouldn't put that near your mouth.
Okay, so Andrew, what are you feeling right now? How do you feel? Are you feeling nice? I'm gonna hurt you. Are you
What?
feeling comfortable in this room?
Yeah, for the most part, I'd say.
Good, good. I know that this is kind of and Andrew, we're gonna kind of take a brief break here just for a second, but I then at this point the kid is usually I give them a crayon or a pencil, and usually
Yeah.
they're just doodling as they're going about, and they're set up on a table, and if they like they can sit on the sofa. They got um, little stuffed animals and stuff like that around. So I'm
Okay.
just kind of painting a
Now,
picture for you, all right?
now, Dr. Schroeberger, I
Go ahead.
mentioned you were saying you were asking me as a 6-year-old a question,
Right.
and I think I heard you say something about you're going to hurt me.
No, okay, so it's all part of the process of the question and answer. I really want to get their state of mind, all right? So let's kind of go back into the scene, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so at this point, maybe you're drawing and stuff like that. So Andrew,
Do, 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 do.
so how are you feeling? We've gotten some. Your parents just kind of want to know how you're feeling at home, and uh, you say you have an imaginary friend.
Yeah, my imaginary friend
I really hate you. So so
Tibby.
so what's this
What?
imaginary friend like?
Tibby is a well, he's a dinosaur,
Okay, right.
and we go on adventures together.
So what are some of
It's
these adventures that you go on? You're gonna die,
well, we like to go on hikes, and
right?
sometimes we'll go swimming together. Although
I want to watch it.
he's
Yeah.
not the best swimmer. He's almost drowned a couple times.
Where do you think this dinosaur is coming from in your life? You're gonna die.
I think he probably comes from Well, watching Jurassic Park, maybe Jurassic Park 2, and I like to draw dinosaurs as well. So that's probably where it comes from, Doctor.
Do you feel that you're safe with your dinosaur friend? Do you feel safe with your imaginary friend?
Oh, sure. Yeah, he can protect me
I
from
want to
from
watch
all
you.
kinds of
So
stuff.
do you feel like he is helping you accomplish something, Andrew?
Yeah, most of the time Tibby helps me out with like homework and well, I'm not sure if I really have homework yet, but he helps me with certain things.
I want to hurt you. So, Andrew, what we're going to do right now is we're just going to
What?
pause right now. Let's just pause kind of this conversation. So, this is kind of the questioning that we go through. I try to I start off kind of with a broad stroke, and then I kind of focus in on what they're talking about, and then I kind of
Sure.
focus. I kind of put that into the template of where I want to get them on a psychological level.
Okay. And your overall, of course, goal here, Dr. Schroeberger,
Right.
is to get a better understanding of what's going on with
That's
the
right.
child at the time,
Exactly.
specifically for troubled children.
Yes, yes.
It,
Sorry, I'm kind of. I got.
were you thinking of
No, I
more
just got. I
questions
just
that
got
you
a.
were going to ask,
Just got
or?
a text message right now. Um.
Yeah, sure.
So what I want. Yeah. So basically, yeah. That's it. That in Andrew. That's what I do.
Great.
That's
Well,
my
th-
thing.
that sounds it's a interesting practice, and that's for everybody listening. That's sort of a hands-on, ears in the room
That's exactly right.
approach, and we kind of got a preview of what Dr. Neil Schroeberger goes through in his practice, in his family practice. Dr.
100%.
Schroeberger,
Thanks,
any
Andrew.
last words?
No, that's it. Just want to say thanks, and you have a great day. Maybe we can get get together. I want to kill you some other time.
Okay, I'm just gonna hang up on you now. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but a few times he said he wanted to kill me, so we're just gonna move on. Big Joe has been in the news recently after a few old documents from his little-known daycare service that he used to be involved in before he moved on to computer sales or whatever the heck he does now. Uh, well, let's just bring him on and see if he can clear his name here. Figure out what actually happened here.
Yeah,
Big Joe, are you
Andrew.
there?
Yeah,
So Big Joe, let's cut the cheese and get to
yeah,
the bottom of this.
yeah. Let's.
What happened with this daycare
Well,
incident?
we had it set up in the basement of our house for just a couple months, and just it was kind of in between when Sue was going between her transition of
Transition.
Northwestern and New Northwestern.
Yeah,
Um,
it was Northwest and now it's Delta.
right. Um,
So
so
this happened recently. I mean, that's like 2006 ish.
well, it was sooner than that.
Sooner as in closer to now, or sooner as
No,
in
it was closer than that as than what you just got done saying. And so
okay,
what we
that
did
doesn't help at
was
all. But
so
let's. So what really happened though? Your basement wasn't finished at this time.
no, so what we did was it was just a basic way, some of the neighborhood kids got together and just kind of hung out in the house. I wouldn't consider it a daycare service, but when they were leaving, I would just kind of say, hey, bring in $5 here and there, and they'd usually get it, and so they'd come on over, and then that's kind of how we paid for some of the satellite bills that our house had.
Okay, I see. And I guess some of the confusion came when there was a parent that realized where their child was. Instead of being at
Yeah,
school,
what happened
the
was,
school's daycare program, they had
yeah,
come to your house.
yeah, what happened? It all started when they were playing with a styrofoam cup on the ground, and
Huh?
they were that was just kind of one of the toys. The thing, it was just a thing that we had.
Like a used
Well,
styrofoam cup from one of your
it was a
parties?
styrofoam cup, and it had my name written on it, Big Joe, so I knew that it was mine.
Yeah.
And
So they were playing with this cup, and then the parent showed up.
well,
I didn't.
yeah, they were wondering about why they were there, and why they weren't, over there.
Right there as
They
opposed
why they
to
were
there.
there at my house, but not there at the at the
At the school's
yeah,
daycare.
at the school's elementary school daycare. And so
Right.
what I had to do was I had to grab the cup out of the kid's hand, and this is where it kind of spun out. I mean, I didn't hit him,
Uh-huh.
Andrew.
Well, but see, Joe, I'll stop you here real quick.
I
It
didn't hit
says in
him.
the paperwork that the you didn't grab the let's see here. You didn't grab the cup, but you grabbed the child by its belt line.
Well, it wasn't. Where do you, see? Here's the thing. Where does a kid gonna put a cup? All right, you laugh at that all you want, but the kid, a young kid, a boy at that age, if they don't know where the cup goes, then I'm gonna show them where it goes.
Okay. So you put it in his pants
I
and
didn't
then
put it.
lifted
I
him
didn't put
up.
it in the pants. I grabbed the belt. We're just goofing around. The kid had a football helmet on. He was running around. I said, hey, let's. If you want to play, then play. He had the styrofoam cup in his hand. I grabbed him by the belt buckle. I shoved the cup in, and let's play a little football.
Hmm.
He's gonna learn sooner or later. That's how I was. That's how I was learned. That's how I learned.
Your dad taught you to play football by putting a styrofoam cup in your pants.
Well, no, he didn't. That's not how you play football. That's how you prepare to play the game. All right. What else?
what's going to happen then? Oh, all right. So I'm going to get sued then if I give give the kid a little nut tap, if he doesn't have proper protection.
Right. Now,
Andrew,
in
what's going to happen?
your statement, you said that it's a lose lose for you because and now I'm quoting what you said. If I had not taught him how to do it, then they would have been sued me again. End quote.
Well, like I was saying, what are they going to do? All right. So if I give the kid a little nut tap because we're playing a game of football and he doesn't have proper cup gear on,
Yeah.
then I get sued. But I get sued because I do put the cup in his pants, and then I give him a nut tap, but so he's not going to get hurt. So I mean, I lose.
It really was a lose lose.
Yeah, I'm going to lose if I put the cup in his pants, and I'm going to lose if I don't put the cup in his pants and then I give him a little nut tap. It's just a flick. I'm just flicking my, I guess it's just a little flick to the
You're
nuts.
just flicking his finger or
Yeah.
your finger.
Yeah, that's right.
So where is that like a defensive lineman move in the in
No,
football
listen,
where you
if
flick
the
the guy's
kid's
nuts?
going to grow up and be a straight guy, he's going to be a straight shooter, not some little, queer kid. He's going to be in a locker room with a bunch of guys, and sometimes, they do a little nut tap, little nut flick. All right,
Huh.
You're going to learn it sooner or later. That's how I learned.
Okay, Big Joe. Well, thanks for checking in with us here. That's Big Joe on his daycare, well, his sort of failed daycare nut tap experiment. I really can't believe it went wrong. Yeah, right. And for all of us here at Advice with Andrew on the AP podcast, we're glad that you could be with us once more. This was episode, oh man, 9, is it? Wow, we're going to break the 10 mark next time. I'm sure we'll come up with something really special. We'll bring a whole smorgasbord of characters and, I mean, real people, and we'll talk to them all next time on Advice with Andrew. Thanks for listening. Oh.